So we are going to build our first questionnaire, and it's going to be about mine safety audit. So we are going to first title the questionnaire over here. So we go to untitled form, we click on rename, and we can give it a title interest. So we're going to say mine safety audit. Once you finish typing, you click on done, and then we're going to before you start building this questionnaire, you should have your questions written somewhere, and you should be having the expectation, the type of response you're going to get from your respondent. So our first question will be, what is the name of the mine? So at the back of our mind, we know that the response is going to be a text. So we're going to come down here, we select this text, and this bar will come, and then we can look at this pop-up window that comes automatically on the right hand side. Okay, so we start with the data name. Data name is the type of data you are actually going to collect. So we're collecting name of the mine. Now you should note that when you're typing data name, it has to be one word, or if you'd separate it, you have to use underscore. But if you put space, it will be wrong. So for example, I've just pressed on my space bar, and you can see this question has turned red, indicating that we have an error. So if I press on back and remove it, you see it comes back to gray, and it means it's fine. So here the data name again is that information that you are correcting. Okay, then here label is the type of question that the data collector is going to see or is going to ask the respondent. So we can say, what is the name of the mine? So this is the question that the data collector is going to see on the questionnaire, and the question the data collector will ask the respondent. Okay, so hint, if you type anything here, any word, it will be displayed on this question as a hint. Then if you put default value, this one, that statement will be already there on the answer bar. So even before the data collector types in anything, there will be already an answer. Okay, so they have room to edit it or just leave it like that. Then if you select here read only, the data collector can only read the question, and this default bar for answering, like a default bar for answering similar to this, will not be there if you select read only. Then if you select required, that means that the data collector cannot go to the next question before answering that very one. So for the case of the mine, we find that the name is critical, so we are going to select this because we cannot want to collect more data about the mine without knowing the name of the mine. Okay, so just below it we have required text. So if we type anything here, say, okay, this is the text that come when someone tries to move to the next question without answering. So we shall say here, you must answer this question before going to the next. So if someone tries to swipe to the next question, if the data collector tries to swipe to the next question, then this text will come up and to remind them, oh, I need to answer this before I go to the next. Then when we look at length, once you check it, the minimum and maximum length bars will be activated. So here you can put the minimum number of letters you expect and the maximum. So you can say maybe 5, maybe here you put like maybe like 55. So if the data collector puts letters which are less than 5, it will reject. If they put letters which are more than 5, it will also reject. Then upon rejection, you can type in the text where the text you wanted the questionnaire to show the data collector. So you can say maybe check the length of name. Okay, let's just leave it like that. So here, if they put say 60 letters, it will show them this text because it is like it will act as a reminder. All right, so that's how we create our questions that require a response for text. So suppose our second question is asking about the name of the operations manager. So still we know that the name of operation manager is going to be a text. So we are again going to come here, we select on text, it will bring up this window and then we can type here. Our data type, we know it's operations manager, operations manager. Then here we can say what is the name of the operations manager. The same thing, if you want to put a hint, default value, read-only, required length, just like we did on the first question. Alright, if you want to put those restrictions. If you want to just leave it like that, like this one, it's fine. You can just leave it like that, and then you go to the next question. So our next question is going to ask about the contact of the mail. So what response are we expecting? It is going to be a numeric value or numbers. So we are going to come down here. Instead of selecting the text, we are going to select numeric value. So once we select this, you can even see here it was ABC, but here we have 1, 2, 3, meaning that the response to this question is going to be a numeric value. Okay, so we are looking at contact information, so we can just put contact. Then here we can say write the mind's contact. Okay, phone contact. Let's put phone contact. Phone contact. You can put a hint, you can put default value, you can make it read only, which means you'll not be wanting any response on it. You can put required to make sure that it is filled. You can put range. You can put the valid length. Maybe if you expect, of course, we expect that the contact number to be at least to be more than 9. Okay, we can say a minimum of 10, it inclusive, and a maximum of say 14. Okay, I think it's still recording. Okay, and a maximum of 14. Okay, so if someone puts maybe less than this or more than this, you can put invalid text here, indication, and so on, like we did on the first question. Yeah, so text style, you can change if you want it to be a text, a slider, a vertical slider, or you pick a number. So here the kind, it can be integer, it can be decimal, but we're going to leave it to integer. Yeah, so that's how we create a question that requires some sort of contact. So now the other question could be about the date. So what do? We come to this icon for date, we click on it, and you can see the icon has changed from this to this, now to this. So this indicates it's more like a calendar symbol. So it indicates that this question for date requires date. So here we can say data name, date, then we type in the question, which day, let's write for here, which day. Okay, can say what date, I don't know, what date is this data collected. Still the same thing. If you want to put in default value, read only required, minimum range, then over here invalid text or like length, you can also put if you feel like it's relevant. And then here we have kind, so you can decide whether you want full date, or you want year and month, or you want year, or you want full date and actually time. Okay, so let's just leave it full date since we just want only the date. Then if you want time, you can click on time and it will be able to bring you that. Then if you want location, I think we'll need that. Just click on it, it comes here, and then you edit it over this side. So we are going to say location, location, and we say take coordinates of the mine. Okay, of the mine's entrance. Let's say mine's entrance. Then here we can say if we want this person to remember that, to give him a hint that he has to take coordinates. Okay, let's just say take the coordinates of the mine. Now if we want this person to take the coordinates at the entrance, we can give him a hint of entrance. So it will be a reminder just below the question that it will say, okay, the question will be take coordinates of the mine. Then after that question, just below it, it will have hint double dot entrance. So it will be a reminder for that person to take the coordinates at the entrance. We can still make it required. Most often it is required. Then we can put the required text. So we say take coordinates. Can say a reminder to be like ensure to take coordinates. So it can be a point, it can be a path, it can be a shape. So if you select a point, it will just pick coordinate. If you select a path, you can walk along. If you select a shape, you can rotate about something, then it is able to capture the shape of that area that you've moved around. Style, it has to be default. It can be like here, it is going to just pick the coordinates themselves, but if you say show on the map, then it will bring a map on that point where you are. Then manual, you have to just type it in, but let's just leave it default so that it just picks automatically. Okay, then after that we can add on an icon, a question concerning media. So say we want to take a picture of the mine, we click on media, then just say here maybe image. Okay, image of okay, let's just put image. Then the question here we say take the image of the shaft. Okay, so still the same things. You can put a hint, can put a default value, read on required, and so on and so forth. So here you can change the kind. So if you wanted to take the video, you change here, take the video of the shaft. Then here at the kind, you change it to the desired video that you want. Maybe audio, maybe video, maybe image, based on what you want. Okay, so we are going to leave it image, and then we can go to the next question. If you have barcodes you want to scan that contain certain information, you can select on barcode, and you can select this and you type here scan barcode, maybe scan barcode. Then here we say scan barcode for the required info. So it means it will bring you that pop-up window for scanning the barcode. So you can scan the barcode and it automatically picks that information that you'd like to acquire. Okay, but for this demonstration, I'm going to cancel this question. So I'm going to just place on this and it will go off. Okay, because I will not have a barcode demonstrate to you people, Okay, so the other question will be about the multiple questions for choosing one or choose multiple. Okay, so this one we're going to say maybe, okay, for choose one is where you find that you have many answers and you want to choose one. Then for select multiple is where you find that you have many answers and you want to select more than one. So for choose one, we are going to, let's start with this one and say we are looking at okay, we say we are looking at a question which concerns about maybe exit, and you have to answer either a yes or no. So we are going to say emergency exits marked correctly. So maybe let's type exits, and the question is are emergency exits marked correctly. So emergency exits, okay, let me make this capital so that marked correctly, and also put a question mark. So here the answer will have to select we'll have here, you can see these ones and the previous one, hint, default, read-only required. So here we have options. You can see we have a bulk option that has come. So here we can put the yes. What you type in English is what will be displayed in the questionnaire, and then the underlying value is going to just be hidden inside, so like that. Then we can add another option which is a no, so we add capital No. Then here we add small no, just as an underlying value. So we'll have two options, option 1 yes, option 2 no. But now these options will be able to only select one option because we've used we have used choose one option only. Okay, so after that we can go to this option for select multiple. Now for this one, still it's the same format. Put the title, say we're looking at contacts, emergency contacts, emergency contacts, okay, so we are going to say maybe a question is like emergency contacts. Including okay, let's just say tick, no, let's just do say select the emergency contacts displayed on evacuation plan. I think this makes sense. Okay, so we are assuming that we are going to have contact, say local police, local police, so we are going to say, is there a local police OC number? Local police OC. We can add other options. So underlying value, we can look at maybe hospital, so what we want to display is local hospital doctor. Then we can add another option just right here. Maybe electricity. Okay, so we can say maybe umeme contact. Then we can add another option, say site manager. So site manager contact. So with this, you can see we have multiple options. So when we use select multiple and we type in multiple options, it means the data collector can select more than one. So they can say local police OC contact is there, hospital is there. Then this one, if the one for MEM is not there, they don't select it. If it's the one for site manager is not there, they leave it out. Okay, yeah. So that's how we can use all these icons to select the questionnaire. Then for metadata, it's just information about the data. Okay, so just information about the device, you know. So you can say maybe you want to take the username or phone number or serial number. So if you happen to say you want the username here, it will be the username of the person who is doing the data collection. So you can just come here. Okay, here the question would be type in, oh sorry, okay, you can just, let's just leave it at username. So when it comes the other side, it will automatically ask for the username of the person who's doing the data collection. But this is not really very important, so we can leave that out. Then for group, these questions will be just designed here. Each question will be on its page. But if you want more than 2 questions to be on one page, you can group them. So you use this icon for group, and once you click on it, you can be able to drag where you want that to be. You can drag this question here and drag this question here. So these questions will be on one page. Okay, so it's about emergency. Yeah, so we can say the data name is emergency, since they are all about emergency. Then the label, we can say emergency info. Information. So here you can see, you can decide to display them on one screen or looped. They'll just come as one display on one screen. They'll still come as like displayed on one screen. Okay, yeah, let me just say it like that. So usually that's the icon for this group. So if you want to say group these two together, still we can click on group and then drag these two in one question. Still, if you want this group to come first before other questions, you just drag it to the position you want. So you can see now I've dragged it here to the middle from the bottom. So these questions will come before these two. Okay, if I want them to come last, I can drag them down and just put them here. So you can see that they are in the last section, just like that. That's how we build a questionnaire using ODK. So after building this questionnaire, you'll have to save it as a .mxl file, because that is the file that ODK app understands. Okay, so we'll come to, this is very important, take note. So we will come to file here and we'll go to export as XML. So click on export as XML, export to XML, and you see that it will bring up this pop-up window. Okay, so you'll click on download and it will be able to download for you that file. Okay, so you can see our file has been downloaded here, and this is the file that we are going to send to ODK Collect app, and it will be our questionnaire. Thank you so much. The next video will be on how to import this .xml file ODK using Google Sheets. Thank you.